Want to play a game that's really challenging? You can be the red, and you can be the green, and you can be the yellow, and you can be the blue.
Hello everyone and welcome to Cheap Noise in the house, the channel where we talk about electronic games and music production. I'm Cheap Noise and Surfy says, I'm in the house, and for me Christmas is coming a bit early this year. Actually, me and Pixel XQ decided to do something this year. We decided to send each other a package. If you want to see Pixel XQ opening my package, you can go on his channel, and it's his last video to date. And it's really fun, so I really recommend it. I also tried to do a video yesterday of me unboxing Pixel's box, but it recorded in fast forward, so the footage is unusable. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna present all of you the things I've got in the box yesterday, and hopefully I don't have any things that go wrong in this video. So without any further ado, let's start up with these three things. So I'm going to talk about all three of them really quickly. So that's why I'm going to show you all three things in the same shot. So this is the finger piano, and the story behind that is he tried to find me one of the worst music gadgets that he could find. Originally it was supposed to be an Air Guitar Pro, but yeah, he found this instead, which is really cool. I don't have batteries in it at the moment, but yeah, pretty cool and pretty weird. It also came with these labels that fell off for some reason. Next, we have this part of a doorbell. This is kind of the ringer part. It doesn't come with the transmitting part. But I'm pretty excited about this because it comes with a janky MIDI system. Yeah, the MIDI files are pretty weird and pretty rough around the edges, but that makes it just funny and cool to have. I consider it more as a music box than a doorbell. So you can hear a bit of the music there. So yeah, pretty generic box, and you have a lot of songs. And of course, classic sounds as well. Next up, we have this. This is pretty cool. This is a basic soundboard. It's powered by a bunch of button cells, and it has 9 sounds built into it. Let's listen to one of these sounds here. That's cool. That's sad, pretty much. And then we have this. Yeah. And yeah, there's 9 sounds built into it, so who knows, maybe I'll use it more on the channel. So that was the first 3 things that I got. Next up, we have this DJ mixer from VTech. Now, of course, this is a toy, and some people might judge me about that, but this one is pretty fun. I'm pretty excited to have this for 2 reasons. First of all, just because it's kind of fun to play with. You can sample your own sounds in it, and you have a bunch of loops and this disco light, which produces a good effect on the ceiling. And of course, you have a memory game in this thing as well, which kind of resembles Simon, of course, with more buttons, simpler sequences, but still pretty fun. But the most important reason why I'm really excited to have this is because it has not only a headphone line in, but it also has a line out on the front, which means I could very well sample some of these sounds, because it has a pretty decent MIDI synthesizer in there, so I could sample these sounds and bring them in the circuit rhythm and make something bigger. So I'm going to turn it on. You do this by pressing this button.
Let's get this party started!
Yeah, so you can see the voice makes it sound like a toy, but yeah, pretty decent sounds. And then he recorded some sounds for me.
The answer is still no.
Can't forget that one. And this is one I built myself. So yeah, it has a memory game, you have a bunch of loops you can play with, and it's very fun for sampling.
See you later!
Next up, we have our first game. This is the UK version of the Simon Trickster, which is really interesting because I've played with Simon Trickster before and it was the US version, and they do sound a bit different. So this is a very cool Simon. It has 4 modes. It has Simon Classic, Simon Bounce, Simon Surprise, and Simon Rewind. I'll do a video on that later, but now I'm going to turn it on. if I would have switched the switch on, it would make it easier. So yeah, pretty high pitch. I'm going to choose Simon Rewind.
Simon, rewind.
Because it's my favorite mode on that thing. And basically, it's your game of Simon, except in this case, you do the sequence backwards.
Respect.
These buttons feel really cool. Very good. And you get the idea. So I can mess up.
Later.
And that was the UK Simon Trickster. Next up, we have my very first Simon. I bought this back in 2011, I believe. And I'm really happy to have another one of this. This is the Simon Flash. And as you can see, they come in these little cubes that connect together wirelessly. And I'm going to turn on the game. You do that by turning on each cube. And it has 4 different game modes. Of course, I expect a video on that game as well, because I really want to cover it on this channel. So I'm going to play this game, which is the easiest for me to play on this angle. So basically what you need to do now is to get all the colors to turn off. Like I just did. And you have a time limit, and you need to do a lot of them, like as many of them as you can before the time runs out. So that means this one goes there. But yeah, pretty interesting game. There's a game on there that is pretty similar to The Wave, if you've played that before. You have something pretty similar here, which is really cool, actually. Oops, I must have made a mistake. And you get the idea. Up next is something that I really like. This is the Darth Vader Simon. It's shaped like a Darth Vader helmet. And yeah, the colors light up, and it plays sound effects from Star Wars, including Darth Vader breathing the whole time, which is kind of unsettling and really intense when you think about it. So I'm going to turn it on. It plays a little song for us, and we'll start the game. As you can see, Darth Vader breathes slowly. And from there, it's just the normal game of Simon with a really cool twist. I'm gonna mess up. You can hear the sound effect. And I got 5. So a really cool game. If you can find one for cheap, I really recommend it, because it's a really cool twist on the game of Simon. And finally, we come to the last item. Drum roll, please. Yes, I got a speed slider. I can't believe it myself. This is one of the rarest games out there, and it's a really cool one, if I say so myself. A lot of people think it's buggy, and yes, it does have its issues, but really, really great addition to my collection that I have right here. So I'm going to turn it on.
Let's kick it. Choose game. Speed Fighter.
I'm going to choose Speed Slider level 1. I
Speed Fighter.
just press
level
this.
1. Ready? Let's kick it. Tap the top to begin. Yellow.
Pretty nice music.
Red.
And you can play it right away.
Orange.
It's made by the same company who made the Hyperdash.
Blue.
And as I understand it, they were going bankrupt by the time this was
Your time is
released.
9 seconds.
So that's why it was kind of a flop.
Ready? Let's
And
kick it.
relatively
Top to begin.
unfinished, as I understand it.
4. Red. 2. Yellow.
Now you're supposed to kick it around, but I'm not going to do that, because I don't want to break it.
Orange.
But again, expect a full video on this later.
Sweet move. Your time is 13 seconds.
I'm going to turn it off. You do that by holding this button for a few seconds. There you go. So yeah, that was it. Let's wrap up. And there you have it. That was all the items in the box. There was a lot of stuff. And I really wanted to do this video to share with you all what I've got. And of course, to show my gratitude against Pexel XQ. So thank you, Pexel, so much for sending all this to me. You're totally amazing. And so is the stuff you sent me. And I really hope you got from me is you find that cool as well. But until next time, cheers!
Yeah.